So I've been noticing, like, I moved to Pennsylvania recently, and I really love the history of this state, especially having lived, in California for most of my life. Uh, you know, Learning history, I love it. It's interesting, and I learned something recently that it's like, wow, I wish I would have known that like 10 years ago, even longer, about George Washington. Um, Everybody's talking about how Trump's doing this, Trump's doing that. It's unprecedented. He's overstepping his bounds. Well, does anybody ever wonder why the capital of the United States of America is called Washington, D.C., or Washington's District of Columbia? Well, let me tell you why. Because Washington was Trump before Trump. He liked his name on everything. He liked his name in the paper. He liked living his best life and getting all of the attention. You see, the Senate, when they were voting on where the capital should be, the place that they voted and they chose was Columbia, Pennsylvania. So the Senate had already voted it in. It had already gone through. They already did all the paperwork. They were like, all right, Columbia it is. All it has to do is go before the president, get signed into law, and that's it. It got to the president, George Washington, and he said, no, I want it closer to my house. And they're like, okay, but we already designated Columbia as the capital. And he said, oh, that's easy. We'll just call the capital Washington's District of Columbia. That way it's still legal. That it still follows with the paperwork that you did, but I get to move it closer to my house. Literally across the river is where I want it. Well, you're the president, man. We've never done this before. So that's why it's called Washington, D.C., Washington District of Columbia. It was Washington, the Senate, the people of the United States had already decided that their capital was going to be in Columbia. So to legally move the capital to right across the street from his house, he made that area a district of the city of Columbia and called it Washington. So he could build the capital there instead of Columbia, Pennsylvania. That is exactly what fucking Trump would do. That's exactly what Trump would do. And everybody, oh, Trump it's unprecedented. What he's doing, I'm part Armenian. He stopped a decades-long war between Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Turkey, because Turkey was using Azerbaijan as what is it? What do they call it? Like us using Ukraine. Turkey was funneling all their money to Azerbaijan to keep fighting Armenia because Armenia and Turkey have fucking generational beef. But he stopped that war and created a peace corridor. That's amazing. He's working on bringing peace between Russia and Ukraine. He brought peace in fucking southern Africa. He's bringing peace in the Middle East. Man, the guy's just dropping peace bombs everywhere, getting people to work their shit out. Pakistan and India thanked him for his intervention and recommended him for the Nobel Peace Prize. All these people he's not doing anything. He's doing hella selfish things. Yes, he's doing hella selfish things. He's also doing really great things, and history will prove that he did really great things. Washington, all we ever talk about are the really great things, but you forget he was a man, and he was egotistical. He liked seeing his name everywhere. He did things that were based on his ego, the same way Trump is, and he did great things the same way Trump is. It's weird. It's almost like a person can, actually be human and not perfect, and do really good things and questionable things at the same time. Really, really weird that can happen. You people need to pick up a history book and read a history book. I wish I would have known this shit from like when I was a kid, that the reason the Washington, D.C. is called Washington, D.C. is because Washington didn't want to go further, didn't want the capital that far away from his house. It's because Washington was lazy. Like, yeah, I ain't going to Pennsylvania. Make the capital across the river from my house. That way I could see it from here. I ain't leaving my house to go to work. Work comes to me. I wish I would have known that as a kid. You guys need to read a history book. Seriously. I need to read more history. I need to find out more history because I'm starting to see a lot of shit that looks very similar from what my meager research I have done. A lot of shit is looking very similar to what's going on now. And it'll give you a pretty good idea of what's going to happen next because, yeah, shit's just repeating itself. You look into the past and you see a lot of patterns that are repeating themselves right now. Just saying.